Hey guys, and this is part 6 of my rankings, and we are nearing the end of this actually, so we haven't got too long to go. Right, number 19 is New 52 Shazam. Now, if you saw the Shazam movie this year, then you'll know exactly who he is and just how powerful he can be. Since this is actually the storyline that it's based off of, except for one slight difference, and that would be the main villain. But I definitely enjoy reading this one, as fantastic artwork and brilliant dialogue as well. And we definitely see the interaction between Shazam and his archenemy Black Adam, and how that would grow into them becoming archenemies. Number 18, Batman the Wrath. Now this one was actually quite interesting for me, as the Wrath is a villain that's not so very well known in the Batman mythos, but it does show how long he's been in the DC Comics and how long he's been stalking Batman and causing trouble for him. It definitely shows what Batman would be like if he was a little more unhinged and even more dangerous than he is. But it also gives us a little time jump from first Wrath to the last one. Number 17, Edge of Venomverse. If you know me, I'm a huge Venom fan, and one thing I love is seeing other Marvel characters merge with a symbiote, which would basically be the Venom symbiote more than any other, actually. It's just really fun to see how other characters start to look once they've merged with the symbiote, as we've got the Host Rider, which is Ghost Rider and Venom. We've also got Gwenpool and the symbiote, which is quite fun. But it goes across several different parts of the Venomverse with different heroes and villains that bonded with the symbiote. And it definitely ties them in very well. Number 16, Injustice: Gods Among Us. Now the game actually became so successful it spawned a sequel, and it basically tells the story of what would happen if Superman had finally killed someone, as we see him kill the Joker after he's been drugged and he kills Lois Lane. If anything, it's basically like an Elseworlds storyline, as in Superman kills Joker, he goes on to use more of his power on the world, and he eventually becomes a dictator. But obviously Batman being Batman is like, I ain't having it. Number 15, Batman Under the Hood. Now this is such an iconic storyline, and it has even spawned an animated movie, Batman Under the Red Hood. As we see the appearance and arrival of possibly one of the most violent members of the Bat family, as is reincarnated Jason Todd, the second Robin, who was killed by the Joker. The scary thing is that death was actually a decided vote from fans. Yeah, that's kind of well, that's what happens when you're not liked. In comic books, at least. But it's definitely fun to read, and it definitely shows Batman in a more distraught way, as his son has come back to him. As each Robin is classified as his son, as like a son to him. Number 14, The Amazing Spider-Man: Spider-Verse. This is actually the storyline that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was based off of. as we see different Spider-Men and women from across the multiverse come together against a greater threat. But this one doesn't have, like, Wilson Fisk or Kingpin as the main villain. Instead, it has an incredibly powerful family of mutated vampires that feast on Spider-Man from across the multiverse. We do see several fan-favorite Spider characters emerge. We see Spider-Man 2099, we see the Superior Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, we see Silk, Spider-Ham as well. Yeah, and the original Spider-Man from 616. From Earth 616, I mean, sorry. Number 13. New 52 Batman, Volume 1, Court of Owls. Now, I absolutely love the Court of Owls' relationship with Batman, as it seems they are a higher position in Gotham, combined of all of the wealthiest people in the city. But I have to admit, it is definitely showing that Batman has an even more deadly foe than most of the villains in his rogues gallery. That includes characters like Riddler, Two-Face, Scarecrow, and Killer Croc. And the way that they were adapted in Gotham was definitely going good by the comics. Although I wouldn't have made the masks look completely like owls. I would have probably stuck with the ones in here. Not only that, this storyline also became an animated movie in Batman vs. Robin. But I have to say, it is definitely one of my more favourite Batman storylines. Number 12. New 52 Justice League, Volume 1, Origin. This one even got an animated movie in Justice League War. This is the New 52's way of bringing the Justice League together, and it does it spectacularly, merging all of them in one by one in a different scenario, making all of them come together for the greater good. As Darkseid has made his appearance known when he comes to Earth, it even has like a little epilogue where we see the Phantom Stranger return, and it even says that there are more heroes emerging each day, such as Green Arrow, Hawkman, and Zatanna. But one thing I will say, in the animated movie, they swapped out Aquaman with Shazam. But that was mostly to do with the animated movie that would spawn as a sequel for this, which would be Throne of Atlantis, which I think is issue 3. Number 11. Venom Rex. This storyline literally had me freaking out when I found it. I mean, it's not been long since I knew about the truth of symbiotes and where they came from. Not only that, who created them, in fact. And that would be Null, the symbiote god, who is unbelievably powerful. And this storyline basically tells you his origins, where he came from, what he's doing on Earth, and what the true meaning of Clintar is. As it turns out, it's not the name for their race, it actually means prison. As the planet of the symbiotes is not a planet at all, its symbiotes merge together, trying to contain Null from getting out. And number 10. Flash Rebirth. Now, Flash is my favourite DC hero, and I have to say, this definitely puts me in a good mood when I read it. As we see Barry Allen confronted with several demons from his past, especially coming to the truth that Eobard Thawne, Reverse Flash, had killed his mother. We also see some fan favourites return, like Wally West, Kid Flash. We see Impulse, we see Savitar. We also see Johnny Quick as well. But we also see the huge debate come to an end of who would win in a race between the Flash and Superman. Just so you know, I was always rooting for the Flash on that one. Alright guys, that's it for today, but we'll be ending the rankings tomorrow. And be sure to like and subscribe and comment what you think down below. And I'll be back tomorrow to give you my final ranking. See you guys.